little bit background. Joining me today from the Aspire for Her team is my colleague Preeti Bhaskaran, who is also a lead with the corporate partnerships team, and Farisha, who is our operations manager. And from the Myntra team, we have Sharon Pais, Chief Business Officer Myntra, Hema Pachicia, Senior Director Manager Human Capital, Govind, who is the CHRO at Myntra, and Priyanka Sinha, Employee Relations. A big warm welcome to all the members who have joined in today, the Myntra team and my colleagues from Aspire for Her as well. I am also part of the corporate partnerships team here, and I lead the ShE-commerce community. So starting the webinar today, I would just like to put down a couple of housekeeping rules, which I've already mentioned, but I'll just repeat it for the sake of new members who've come in. Please do keep yourselves on mute. We will give a chance to a couple of you at the end of the webinar to answer some questions, but kindly use the chat window. We are monitoring it regularly. Put in your questions, comments. We will try to answer most of them on the go, and some of them will be taken up at the end. And do stay at the end because the big reveal is going to happen at the end of this session. So let's get on with it. To begin with, I would like to put out a small two-question poll to get a sense of who all are joining us today. So Felicia, if you could have the poll. So there are two questions. If you could please scroll down and let us know basically what community you're from and what are you looking to learn here today as well. I can see a lot of you are from college who've joined in here. So we have a super duper excited college crowd here, Hema, who's really excited to be a part of the Myntra team and visit the Myntra office as well. And also, most of you, I think 51% of you are looking to be a part of this session for and the community for learning and upskilling. So this is the right place to be, and employment as well. So great. So I'm quickly going to end the polls now. So thank you so much, everyone. So moving forward, I would just like to share a little bit of information with you about the ShE-commerce community. I know a lot of you have already been part of the community for the past 2 months since it's been launched, but we have a lot of new members that are joining us today. So a little bit of background. So the ShE-commerce community was launched in collaboration with Myntra and Aspire for Her about 2 months ago in the month of June. And the intent of this community has always been to create a space wherein the women can be a support system for each other and uplift each other, and also at the same time provide resources to everyone who's wanting to build a career in this space, because this is a community which has been, I think, considered that okay, let us just go with the flow, but then Myntra has realized the importance of a support system that needs to be out there for everyone who is at some stage of their journey in the e-commerce industry. So hence ShE-commerce is here for you. And the first program that we did bring to the community was Myntra's returnship program, the Phoenix 3.0. The intent was to give opportunity to returning women to come back to the workforce through a 6-month internship period. It was an amazing and outstanding success, which I think some of you can vouch for who were a part of that program. And as we speak today, 20 women are joining back in the workforce. And Myntra is an excellent place to be. And hopefully we'll be hearing soon from them as well. We have testaments from the previous programs that have Myntra has run, Phoenix 1 and Phoenix 2.0. Couple of them are now full-time employees as well. So we're hoping and for great success for this program as well. Also, Myntra has gone out and helped the community build in their skills as well. And we had our TEDx speaker, Nija Ganesh, connect with the community just last month, wherein a lot of insights were given at how to resume how to improve your resume, how to make you stand out in the crowd. So the intent here is not just to be a place that you can come and look for jobs. We want to upskill you and also empower you to be able to look, explore of opportunities, not just with Myntra, but to explore the entire e-commerce industry. So as a part of the initiative, we also bring to you the ShE-roes Unplugged series. What do we aim to achieve with the ShE-roes Unplugged series? Here, what we want to do is that we want to bring in the Myntra leaders and also leaders from the industry who would come in and talk to you about, yes, their journey, because we can relate that, okay, all of us kind of have a similar journey when we're going through a particular path. Some have more ups and some have more downs, but everybody has transversed this journey, and a chance to able to hear a leader who how he or she has overcome the obstacles that they have and what learnings, and also career tips from the experts. I think this is the best platform that you can get also. And a lot of you, like I saw that you were looking for learning opportunities. So this is the best place that I can say again. So to kick off the series, we are very, very excited that we have Myntra's Chief Business Officer, Sharon Pais, join us today. Sharon is a seasoned business leader with 13 plus years of experience driving growth and building brands. She has a strong track record at Flipkart, scaling digital categories and new businesses. Her expertise includes revenue generation, strategy, and P&L management. Previously at Procter & Gamble, Sharon also held a sales and marketing role in FMCG. Welcome to the webinar, and thank you for taking time out, Sharon.
No, my pleasure. Thank you so much.
Most welcome. We are very, I think the entire community is excited to hear from you today. And in conversation today with her will be her colleague, Ms. Hema Pachisia, Senior Director, Human Capital at Myntra. Hema leads the HR and diversity function and learning and development at Myntra. She's always been committed to inclusivity, higher performing teams, and she brings an extensive experience in HR, ranging from the IT, banking, FMCG, and EdTech industries. Welcome once again, Hema. That's what I can say. The community is excited again for you to be here and give your great insights. So over to you, Hema.
Thanks a lot, Pooja, and thank you everyone for joining. I see we have close to 500 odd participants on the call, so really excited to be here. And like Pooja mentioned, I am hopefully not a new face to everybody who has been a part of e-commerce journey and some of the sessions we have been doing. So very excited to launch our second intervention. The first one that we launched under e-commerce was Phoenix Internship, and hopefully most of you on the call know that it was a successful intervention. We had 10,000 plus applications for 20 positions, and very proud to say that we have onboarded every Phoenix intern, and we have a bunch of Phoenix interns working at Myntra. So it's been a fruitful journey in the last 2 months from the time we had the first webinar where we informed you about Phoenix to now we having our interns onboarded. It's been a great journey. Today we are launching ShE-roes Unplugged, which is basically our leadership journey, where we'll call leaders from different facets of e-commerce. Today we have Sharon from Myntra, and hopefully in the future we'll have more such sessions where you will get to hear stories from a lot of other women leaders who have made a mark in the e-commerce industry. Also to share some stats, we had around 2,000 plus registrations for the webinar, and we already see that 500 of them have already joined, and hopefully that number will keep increasing. But without much ado, I'll now start a quick rapid fire with Sharon. Sharon obviously is heading as a CBO. She heads our business at Myntra. But there are elements about any leader, right, which most of us would like to get to know them up and personal. So the first section that I have for Sharon is really more around rapid fire, getting to know her more personally. And then we will have a set of questions which help us understand her leadership style, her career journey so far, and hopefully some takeaways for everybody on the call. So Sharon, are you ready for a quick Karan Johar type rapid fire?
Yeah, that totally. I'm a little scared, but ready.
Great. Okay. So the first question is, if you were not in this industry, right, which other profession would you have pursued?
I don't know profession, but I think I generally like exciting roles, exciting things, something which needs a problem-solving approach. So, and I think these are consistent traits that you need in a lot of different professions. What I would not have been is probably a sportswoman, but I can tell you what I wouldn't have been. But what I would have been is anything that is involved around kind of these three traits: resilience, grit. So those are the things which I like. I like things where PNL is involved. I think everything comes down to a PNL, even an art movie. So how do you maximize on that? So that it's just something that has always driven my interest. So definitely driving something impactful, something which is exciting, and something is which is closer to business.
Great, very safe answer, Sharon. Hopefully, the next one will not be that safe.
I also told you I would not be a sportswoman.
Okay. If your life had a theme song, Sharon, which one would it be?
Theme song. I like this song from Kariye, like this Chak De India song. I'm a Bollywood movie fan. I really like that song, and whenever I'm feeling like I need motivation, and I really like listening to that song. And this also is a good song. I'm seeing the comments, but I like that song from Chak De India. I think my theme song would be that, because when I was growing up, I never thought I would reach here. I would get an opportunity to do this, etc. So it's a song that goes on in my mind very often, actually.
Now you are becoming better, Sharon. Let's take the next question. If you could change one thing about the world, what would that be?
Uh, I think generally I've seen the level of kindness going down in the world. Um, while we are heading towards a very there's like there is a lot of sensitivity, but I think I can't understand that dichotomy. So I think generally people being kind to each other, you don't need to be nice to anyone, but being kind, especially as women, we are taught very often to be nice. You don't need to be nice, but you can be kind. Yeah.
Thanks, Sharon. Which is the first app do you check in the morning, or your favorite app on the phone? This should be an easy
The
one.
cheat, see, I'm not going to name Myntra, because that's in fact the app I check in the morning. I love shopping. I love buying clothes. I love my lipsticks and things like that. Every day I decide. So I love shopping. I open the app. I actually, a news app, any news app that I would open every day.
Great. Now, last question, Sharon, for you. Have you ever had a what was I thinking moment with a decision, and what was that?
So many times with my fashion choices, maybe. Yeah. So what was I thinking? And I go back to just the other day, my parents were in town, and they're showing me pictures from my grade 10 farewell sari day. And, yeah, what was I thinking? Maybe it was right for that time. Yeah.
Great. Thank you so much, Sharon. So now, and thank you for being a sport. And now we will move on to some of the more serious questions.
Sure.
Starting with she-commerce. So obviously we have launched she-commerce a few months ago. We have done an event in Myntra office. We called few D2C prominent founders from the industry. Just wanted to start the session with gathering your thoughts in terms of the community that we have built, right? How does it connect with you? And also reflections from the event that we had in Myntra office, right? So from a she-commerce community that we have built, any thoughts in terms of how does it connect with the purpose, and what do you think this community is capable to, do for women in general in e-commerce?
Yeah, firstly, I think stupendous job driving the event. I think um, the fact that we are building a platform and able to contribute in that way, and there were as part of the event the D2C founders that came in. entrepreneurship is in the life and blood of Indians, right? And there were so many Indian founders. And the beauty is that in Myntra, as we are from a commerce side, you see it that you enable small, medium enterprises kind of build out and win in the market. But it was especially gratifying to see and inspiring to see the women leaders who were there as part of the ShE-commerce event, the D2C founders, entrepreneurs who have built things grounds up, and even in niches big and small, and being very, very exciting as a just give me a second. Yeah. So I think that was very inspiring for me. The way and we played a game where every woman had to stick on a sticker if something like this has happened in her life. Okay. And it was amazing the commonality that is coming in with all the women, the challenges that they face, the winning moments, what a breakthrough has meant for them, and how that has turbocharged them to do more. It was all very, very inspiring for me, and really look forward to all the women on this call. And I'm sure there is going to be inspiration coming through for all of us as well through these women. What was also very good for me is the Phoenix cases that we had, come and talk about it. And really, women in the workforce, women completing their education, women's employment, that is what is going to game change the trajectory of this country. And if we can play a small but impactful part as part of that, I think ShE-commerce is doing wonders on that front. So really, really good to be a part of that.
Great. Thanks a lot, Sharon. I think it was a great event, and overall, I think the vision that we have for ShE-commerce to ensure that we are able to inspire more and more women to join workforce. It goes beyond just the vision that we have for Myntra. And I'm very happy to see a lot of the folks who have joined today are women who are pursuing education, right, who are in college. And I think that is the time when most of us decide the trajectory that our careers and our lives will take. So hopefully at the end of the session, if most of you, in fact, all of you decide and take a commit that you will join workforce and you will ensure that you continue to work, I think the job of ShE-commerce would have already been done. So now moving on to the next question, Sharon, more around diversity. What are your thoughts on the current state of gender diversity in the corporate world? And what changes do you think we can drive collectively over there?
Sure. See, I think we've made a lot of progress. I think collectively, I think orgs realize that you have to reflect the consumer, and the consumer is not all male, right? So it's not a metric on the scorecard. It is real business driver of diversity and inclusion. And if your corporate family reflects the consumer, it is a much, much better thing for the business. Having said that, I think in women do join the workforce, and the ones who join the workforce, we see a leaky bucket by the time that they reach leadership positions, and at every level we see maybe lifestyle stages. All of this contribute to it. We've made a start, but we have a long way to go, especially I think in certain functions, be it tech or business functions. I remember in my PNG days, which is prior to this, I started off in a city called Chennai. I was the only woman leader. I was leading sales. I was the only woman leader speaking to a sales force of 120 men in a language that I had to learn over 3 days. But I think from that, I recently went to as a guest alumnus, and to see women more a part of the sales force is so inspiring. Also, I think closer home at Myntra, I think we have a lot of women analogs to follow. And what I mean by that is you don't have to be a certain personality type or have a certain style. I think the background's throwing you off, Hema. Yeah, maybe, yeah. So you do not have a personality type which is a certain type, which is stereotyped to very, um, I'll tell you, like at some point, women wearing large earrings was looked down upon. It's a data point that research has captured, but I'm wearing large earrings today. And it's very liberating because it's an analog that you create, that I'm very serious about my work. I want to deliver and I want to win the marketplace, take the team along. But I like wearing pink lipstick and I like wearing large earrings. So you don't have to be a certain type to be able to succeed. What you bring with it is your merit, your drive. And I think that because we are taking that journey, there are more analogs to follow. There is no one type of woman leader as a role model. There are more women leaders to even look up as a role model. So there is a change, but it would be amazing if the change would be much, much faster.
Thanks a lot, Sharon. It also resonates with me. I started my career in ITC and I was sent to some factory with some 20 men to manage. And so I think a lot of us women start our journeys from there. So it's very inspiring to hear your story and your thoughts around what organizations can do around gender. Moving on to a more personal question. You are a successful CBO. What others don't know is you're also a mother of two, right? So, how have you really navigated the challenges around mother's guilt, which is really real? And how do you balance your professional and personal responsibilities as a parent?
Tricky question. I'm going to give a very honest answer. I don't think mother's guilt ever leaves you. It's there in ways big and small. As I was joining the webinar, my nanny messaged me that I need 100 rupees to go for an auto and take my son for an art class or something like that. But she reached out to me. And it's just always that dichotomy that is there in life. So but it never goes away. I think what you can put a pin on, so you can take help. I have a place of privilege where I can take that help. My parents don't live with me. Ideally, I would have liked my grandkids to be around their grandparents, but they don't live with me. They have their circle in a different city, and hence I have help. Again, super women in my life who help me come to work, and that's one. Second is, and I can't emphasize this often enough, is finding the right partner who is as ambitious for you as you are for yourself, and the ecosystem. So that's the second one. Third, I don't feel guilt on everything. Okay, so my guilt driver is not whether did I don't know, did I cover my son's books as his academic year is starting? Let's just put that. I don't feel guilty about that, but I will feel guilty if I don't put him to bed, or I will feel guilty about if I can't read my daughter her book that she loves. So I have very clear demarcations of which is the, in my head, pecking order of things which make me or not make me guilty. And places where you're 5% guilty, I just let go of it. I know my 90% guilt areas and try and take care of those and try and seek help. Actually, but that's like in my personal life, but at work, having a very supportive peer set, I think that really helps. Having an ecosystem with a lot of women, that also helps. I think I found that in Myntra. It makes a huge difference when you have a woman leader at the helm. You have peers who are used to women leaders and their participation. It makes a big difference. So I think they understand that just because, like last week, I had to head home early for something because my nanny didn't turn up, and one of my colleagues said, I'll back you up on this one, and you be virtual, so it's more decision making for you. And we just managed the meeting. There was something else. The next morning I came in early and finished it off. But I can't imagine almost my life where this kind of a peer set was not there. And knowing when to say yes and when to say no, both on your personal and professional front. For example, there was something that my son had at school, which and he told me that every mother is coming in. I said, really? Every mother is coming in, and like I narrated 2, 3 friends of his whose mom were not coming. Uh, so he said, yeah, but and then he understood, and he said, yeah, but it's your exam day today. In his mind, he calls it an exam, but actually, I had a very important meeting on that day. I said, yeah, it's like my monthly exam day. So he said, yeah, then you must get full marks. So so I think you take your family along, you take your peers along, so make it real for the kids. Also, as I have a daughter, I want her to see me as someone who is trying to minimize regrets and trade-offs in her life and live my life to what I wanted to. So it's a very, very personal ambition in that sense. Sorry, long answer to a short question.
But I have long answer to a very important question, and I was just reading in the chat, right? We have a few working mothers, or few mothers in general who are very inspired and who feel they can relate to the conversation, Sharon. So thank you for sharing. And being a mother to a 3-year-old myself, I struggle. Okay, she's just 3 years old, but keeps me on my toes, and that guilt is as real. Every day there is a new guilt, and I think some of it we women ourselves create in our head. But thank you so much for sharing, Sharon. Uh, Now I'll move on to a question which may be very relevant to most of the folks on the call. We have a lot of women who are joining us from colleges, students, right? So a couple of questions. One is who some or most of them want to work with Myntra in some way or form. So when you are hiring, Sharon, for roles in your team, right, or generally recruiting for Myntra, what are the top 2 or 3 things that you look for in any candidate, right?
Sure. So generally, it's on the vectors of knowledge, skill, and attitude for me, and attitude being the most important. Okay, especially as starting off, learnability, ability, drive, willingness to kind of unlearn, learn. Learnability is extremely important. Ability to put in time to be able to, and having the drive to win in the marketplace, that is very important for me. What I also like is very high integrity. I think that's a must have for an org like Myntra, and people who have the humility to work together, learn from each other. We are a very apolitical org, I would say. So, and in that, being great together is something that people who will learn and thrive off each other. We are a large org, but we still have that collegial sense about us, in the sense that we want to win together. It's not an individual win, it's a team win. So being a team player, very important. All of this sits actually in the attitude bucket, right? If you have the right attitude, you will get the knowledge and you will build the skills, right? And there is a safety net in the org that allows you to do that. But the right attitude is absolutely important, unless it's like a expertise role where you're actually picking someone for the knowledge or the skill they have built over a period of time. But even if you have the knowledge and the skill, having the right attitude, the sufficient condition is only having the right attitude to things in terms of learnability, drive, humility, ability to work together. Yeah.
Great. Thanks a lot, Sharon, for sharing. Now we also have a lot of participants from the student community, women. Is there anything in particular you would like to advise them differently as they start thinking about shaping their careers, given at the career junction that they are? So, any advice, any suggestions from you on how to think about building careers?
See, I think sounds like a cliche, but it is not a sprint; it's a marathon. I'm not a management guru, so I can share with you from personal experiences what I feel has worked for me, and that is something. Yeah, it's a personal journey. So first is I think learning as much. So anything that gives you the opportunity to learn, I think that's very, very important. Empowers you, So I think those are the choices that I would make, definitely. The second thing for me, I think, is learning over everything else. Okay. And I feel that if you all have seen the movie Three Idiots, pursue excellence and success will come your way. As you can see, I've derived a lot of inspiration from Bollywood, but truly, as you learn along, success will follow. And I have seen individuals who for those of you who are yet in college and haven't seen as much of the corporate life, there will be moments where it is a promotion here and now versus a role trade-off, which gives you higher opportunity to learn. In my view, in the short term, while the higher opportunity to learn may set you back a little bit in terms of time, but over a period of time can help you leapfrog. And that's why I say learnability. Pick something that gives you a canvas, pick something that gives you learnability, pick something that helps you hone skills, because I think success follows after that. And it's a more sustained and consistent success.
Got it. Thanks, Sharon. Now let's move on to some questions around your leadership style. What is your leadership style, right? Now you head Myntra as Chief Business Officer, and every leader has a particular style of operation, right? If I were to ask you, what is your leadership style, and has that changed over a period of time?
Yeah. When I had joined in as a young recruit into the workforce, I was extremely, I would say, raw. I was a green thumb, didn't know much about this space, didn't know much about the P&L, etc. There have been moments in time which have been very pivotal for me, roles that have taught me a lot. Okay. I think the singular, as you rise in the corporate ladder, I think the few things that help. One is if you can take people along, it's extremely critical. So having the blueprint in your mind and taking people along on that. The concept of superwoman or superman, I don't think exists. It's super teams, and super teams make things come alive. You can lead from the front, but um, everyone has a role to play, big or small. So that's extremely important. The other thing which I believe, and this is a change for me, I don't know, as you like, we have a very competitive education system. That one mark here or there can determine which college you can land in, etc. We have muscle memory for that as we are growing up. I was in a very middle class home, regular academics, etc. It is a strong muscle that you build in your childhood, in your formative years, etc. What that says is it is an individual win. But I think the ability to say that and it's your team and it's your business area or it's your immediate direct, which can make you win. But as you rise higher, you realize that actually it is the influence of many things coming together, and it is never 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. It is 2 plus 2 in a corporate setup where everything is coming together. It is 40. So the multiplicative impact of it is very, very high. Taking teams along, very important. Leading from the front, very important. My personal leadership style is, I'm not a review manager, like a sense of like have the metrics in front and review it. I like problem solving, participate in problem solving. What I've had to learn along the way is give people space, how much space to give and when to intervene. Because very often people don't say it, but they want you to come and take the decision for them. Okay. Knowing when that point has come is very important. And they want the autonomy to bring it to a certain decision. They want the help from you and empowered, and you're backing at that point to maybe take the decision and move forward so that they don't feel alone in that journey. That is very important. So not just my directs, beyond me also. That is something that decisiveness is something that is my, like if I throw a rock somewhere, people will throw that. That decisiveness is my personal style. I'm quite decisive on things given ambiguous information also.
Great. Thanks, Sharon, for sharing. And since I work very closely with you, I can vouch for your decisiveness and the time in which you take decisions. You're very fast with all that. And I'm sure that has come with experience. One last question for me, and we have a lot of folks asking questions to you, Sharon. I would want to keep some time for that. What is that one piece of advice you wish you would have given to your 20-year-old self? Very cliched question, but very important.
I haven't thought about this one. But one advice I would give my 20-year-old self. I think I said this, I said this, the world should be kinder, but very often, and it's not just me, I know a lot of women are very hard on themselves. Because you feel you need to elbow out people to rise to the top. Okay. But it's not that. I think the world is slowly but steadily changing as you gain skills along the way. Yeah, there are challenges, but you get seen for your merit. Okay. And that's a good thing. And I would reassure myself that. What I would also tell myself is to have some confidence in myself. Okay. Anyone who sees me now may not think of it like that, but I was extremely underconfident as I got out of college. I would barely participate. It's a fun fact. In my college, you have this points for participation, and I wouldn't participate. I would think it in my head and I wouldn't say it. Till such time as I was pushed to a corner where I was a shy person to myself, etc. I had friends, so in a casual conversation I would, but wouldn't express my point of view till such time as we had the interviews. And I was like, if I need a job now, I need to open my mouth and speak. And I landed with 3 offers. And my friends have not stopped ragging me ever since. That what were you saving those conversations of 2 years for that one day when you had to give interviews? But the point is, it didn't stem from being some esoteric shyness, etc. No, it was lack of confidence. And because I was judging myself the most. And I think that judgment we should throw out of the window. Nobody is 100% right or 100% wrong at all points of time. So that is the advice I would give myself.
Great. Thanks a lot, Sharon. Now I'll move on to some questions that have come from the audience. First one I'm sure is going to be a favorite question is, with the constantly evolving beauty landscape, how is Myntra scaling the beauty vertical? Since you love business, that's why business
Yes, I love business. So I'll state a few facts. So $14, that's our consumption. And most developed countries about 10x of this per capita. And that is kind of the headroom available in the country. And it's so exciting. And I find beauty such a liberating category. I mean, it is an expressive category. I mean, given this is a ShE-commerce conversation as well, linking it back, it's a very liberating category for women. This is how they express. This is, without any fear of judgment, etc. So I think it is telling of how expressive the Indian woman is becoming. And that's a great place for the country as well. The business is booming. We are extremely serious about this category. It's a category that has grown leaps and bounds. We have grown at almost 2x of the market on this category. And there have been 2-3 big drivers. One driver is that the fact that there is per capita income consumption. Second is we've built the rails for really solving deep consumer problems. Like, how do I try this foundation? How do I try this lipstick? So virtual try-on tech-led tools have really enabled us. And also the fact that we've built a very robust team. We really believe in partnerships. So we've given the partners the best experiences and consumers the best experiences. And then the flywheel takes care of itself. So I think that's been the secret sauce of why we've grown 2x of the market.
Great. Thanks, Sharon, for sharing. There's one question from Sapna, who wants to be an entrepreneur, but right now is doing BTech. Wanted to just get some suggestions. What are any qualities or any skills that she needs to acquire, because eventually she wants to become an entrepreneur and support her, herself and her family, and currently pursuing BTech. So, any suggestions for her?
There is no right, wrong profession to be an entrepreneur, number one. The basics, I mean, just from a skill standpoint, you need to be able to read a P&L, a balance sheet, and know the investing community a little bit if you want that participation. But if you're bootstrapped, even that is not needed. So that's from a knowledge standpoint. Other than that, most entrepreneurs come from very, very different backgrounds. And I think if you have a strong idea, you have conviction in it. I have not gone through an entrepreneur journey myself. So I find entrepreneurs, like I said, as part of the ShE-commerce event also, I find it very inspiring. But I think what you need is definitely the conviction, because that conviction shows. I have done sales for a lot of my life, and you can't sell something which you don't have conviction in. So if even your idea, um, if you have the conviction, go for it. And the ecosystem is very vibrant today. I think the investing ecosystem is very vibrant. There is a lot of help, etc. And I think, yeah, if you're studying and if you feel I need to learn a few skills where maybe I'm not kind of responsible for the salaries of folks, right? I want to learn a few skills, maybe going in a corporate setup that suits you, you learn that, and then moving on to your entrepreneur journey, also to see how teams operate. But there's no right or wrong path. There are a lot of entrepreneurs that have started off straight from school and college. Yeah, so
Great. Thanks, Sharon. Yeah, these days, kids in my society also are starting food trucks. So I
yeah,
think
so
entrepreneurship is all about mindset.
yeah.
The Gen Z, and most of the folks on the call, I would like to believe are Gen Zs. I think it's mostly in your blood, because we see around is like successful stories of women, or in general entrepreneurship. So thanks for sharing, Sharon. There's a question, which is my favorite question that somebody has asked, um, is around, yeah. Myntra has been an inspiring organization. How do you see opportunities to collaborate with local brands? And would want to see some unique, would we get to see some unique international collabs with Myntra? Sharon, so
Yeah, so I think we have a lot of local brands that actually participate with us. Um, if you see our Indian wear portfolio, there are what we call runway icons. These are these are designers that started off maybe from their garage, many of them, and they've grown in scale so much. It's a matter of great joint pride for us. And what we enable is only providing the rails as part of marketplace. We provide the tools on how you can advertise, etc. So local brands have a real opportunity. Of course, there are guardrails on quality, etc., because we have to take care of our customer as well. But other than that, I think we are very, very happy to grow. International brands, there are quite a few slated for this year, but I'm not at the liberty of sharing them yet till we sign on the dotted line.
yeah,
But watch this space. There's something exciting.
yeah. But we have announced tie-ups with Next and some of those which are already there for
Yeah.
folks on the call.
Yeah.
So we continue to be on the path. One last question, because I think we are a fashion company, so this question we have to take. Being in the e-commerce fashion industry, do Myntra employees in tech or otherwise also like to leave a mark with their fashion choices in office? Asking as a tech enthu who loves fashion.
Oh, yes. And, Myntra is a very vibrant space. And, I was talking to this friend of mine who was telling me that she loves dressing up and we're very good friends. And uh, so she's not at Myntra, and I was telling her that we exchange photos sometimes and in the day that this is my look for the day. And she was telling me, I wish I could dress up like this. I have so much fun dressing up like this. But it's very liberating. I understand completely the question. And in Myntra, everyone dresses up in a very fun, exciting way. And just yesterday or day before, someone was wearing a sari and it was so uniquely styled, and someone was there is like absolutely, it is so expressive. The floor is so expressive. It's really, really good in tech as well as business. And we seek a lot of inspiration from our designers as well.
Thanks, Sharon. There are a lot more questions that we have not been able to answer. So, in the interest of time, and I can see most of your waiting with, for that big reveal that we have towards the end. But let me take this moment to really thank Sharon for taking out time for joining us for the session. And at least from the comments that I see in the chat box, I do see that, the session has resonated with quite a few folks on the call. But I'll hand over to Pooja now for closing the session. But folks on the call will continue to have more of these sessions. We'll get more leaders and hopefully some takeaway and some learnings for everybody on the call. But Pooja, over to you.
Thank you, folks.
Thank you, Hema, and thank you, Sharon. What I can say is like I mentally ticked off everything that you said. And I'm pretty sure there was no one in the entire room, being it maybe kids from colleges or women who are working, returnee women, or like women, entrepreneurs who wanted to come back. I think you addressed everybody's, like questions that we have. So yeah, so I think I resonated with everything. I was mentally doing, yes, this is take as a mother, as an entrepreneur, as somebody who's wanting to do something, or like coming back, work culture. So a great session, and I can see it, and I think everyone can from the comments that we have that everybody resonates with everything that you shared, Sharon. So we would definitely like to have you back again for more insights with you. But everybody has really, the community has really appreciated this session, and a big thank you to all of you as well for being such engaging audience. A lot of great questions, like Hema said. Sorry, we weren't able to address each and every one of them in the interest of time. But do join the community. There are certain links have been posted, and you can also visit the Aspire for Her page and the Myntra page to join the community and to join the Telegram groups. And we will constantly be updating you of such exciting sessions and resources that will be available to you. We are excited to announce that the next upcoming session is a learning session that we are bringing to our community. In fact, it is of generative AI in e-commerce. So generative AI is the flavor, I would say, of the current season. So how can we use generative AI to excel in the e-commerce industry? So do keep a lookout. We will be sending out information on that session pretty soon. It is a certificate session, so we would need a little bit of time, but a lot of learnings are going to come through that. So now what we would like more info from you is that we already have seen a lot of comments on we've appreciated the current session, but we would like to know through a small poll that what else would you like us to address in future also. So just if you could rate these questions in terms of your preference, that in future for these kind of sessions, what would you like our industry leaders or everyone to come on the platform and talk to you about? So we have leadership journeys and challenges, navigating career transitions, navigating the entrepreneurial journey, functional trainings on e-commerce, and any other suggestions. For the others, please use the chat window to put in your suggestions. If you do not find the topics that you would be like to cover in the future to be covered in the future to be a part of this current selection. So we have dealing with failures during journey. Just about another minute, Vanshika. We will be revealing the winners pretty soon. I know everybody's waiting, but just a minute. Okay. So leadership journeys and challenges, I think, is the most popular one. So we'll definitely try to bring in more leaders here who can talk about the other aspects also from different functionalities to kind of share their journeys and the obstacles. And like I said, we do stay in touch, join the community for more updates. So I'm not sure if we have a drum roll, but I think in lieu of a drum roll, we'll just show you a small snippet of the Myntra office. A lot of you have been wanting to know what the Myntra office is going to look like. So a small video, and then we will definitely announce the winners. So if you could have the video, please.
everyone, welcome to the Myntra office. As you can see, it's an amazing blend of fashion, technology, sustainability, and really set to bring the creative juices alive for all Myntraites.
Our mission is to leverage technology to democratize fashion and help people feel and look good. Tech teams have been working hard to introduce a number of new features, working in a hybrid model. Really excited for our teams to interact with other teams, collaborate, and introduce more new cool features for our customers and partners.
Myntra and House of Brands have revolutionized fashion in India. This would not have been possible without a great team which works superbly together, very talented team and great set of magic values that we have. This office also symbolizes and celebrates fashion.
Around the office, you'll see a lot of international and Indian fashion brands, fashion icons, and how fashion has really transformed over the years. This really serves as a source of inspiration for all of us.
This is also reflective in our workplace, which has open and collaboration zones like gym, yoga and prayer rooms, as well as an in-house arcade. Our office also has a daycare as well as a new mother's room, which I feel gives a lot of comfort to new parents as they make magic at Myntra.
Our office is designed on few fundamentals: fashion, culture, technology and sustainability. We have built this office space with a lot of open space which encourage people to connect with each other. I personally get extremely excited whenever I come to Myntra's new home.
Be it working on the latest tech stack or bringing the coolest feature to the market, this is where we do it.
Myntra has been at the forefront of creating the fashion e-commerce revolution in the country. It has been our mission to democratize fashion through technology and enable and empower the ecosystem that we work in. All of this magic comes together at this place, our second home. The new office has been designed keeping the mission and vision of Myntra in line, is inspiring us to bring our best version to work and empower each other to do our best work here at Myntra.
Most creative workspace, colorful, stylish and fashionable place.
Vibrant, awesome and stunning place.
Best place for women.
Great place to work at.
Best place to work at.
I love Myntra.
I love Myntra.
We love Myntra.
Just a quick 30 seconds, guys. 1 second. So sorry guys, a little bit of technical glitch. We have the final as the much awaited information with her. So the Hima, if you could go ahead and then announce the names. Just 1 second. So we will be sending a request to all of them who have been shortlisted to kindly unmute and also put their videos on if you would like to say something. So kindly accept our invite for that, please. Yeah, over to you, Hema.
Okay, now finally we get to the moment for which all of you have been waiting for. First, thank you so much, everyone. We really had great number of registrations and folks who wanted to be a part of the experience. So thank you for taking out time. Thank you for joining the community and thank you for answering why you would like to visit Myntra office. So those of you who don't get called out, because obviously we had 2000 odd folks who wanted to come, that gives us encouragement to do more of these sessions and plan for more of these initiatives in the future. So those of you who don't get selected, do not lose hope or heart. We have a lot of exciting stuff as a part of ShE-commerce community planned for the rest of the months also. So with that, I'm just going to announce the folks who have made it this time, and I'm sure that more of you will make it for the subsequent sessions. First one is Aishwarya S. I don't know if she's on the call, but congratulations, Aishwarya. You will get a chance soon to visit the Myntra office. If you're here, you can just wave your hand, switch on a video. The second name is Shweta BS. So Shweta, wherever you are, congratulations. You're the second one who will get a chance to visit the Myntra office. The third name is Prajakta Gaikwad. If you're on the call, congratulations. Very soon you will get a chance to come to Myntra office. The fourth name that we have is Girisha Singh. Girisha, if you're on the call, congratulations. And the final name that we have is Ishita Rastogi. So like I said, we had thousands of folks who registered. For this time, we have shortlisted 5 for sure who will be visiting Myntra office soon. Don't lose hope. We will have more names added subsequently because a lot of you have filled the form very last minute. So we may be able to add a few more. Like I said, and we'll continue to have such initiatives, and a lot more of you will either get an opportunity to visit the Myntra office or in some shape or form associate with Myntra. We also intend to have some internships in the future. So we will definitely get more and more of you to get associated with Myntra in some way or the other. But for now, huge congratulations to those who have joined and who have registered. The shortlist process was fairly simple, guys. We looked at the answers that all of you have given. And we also looked at, those who have followed the steps, attended the webinar. But for us, the kind of answer that you wrote in terms of why you would like to come to Myntra office is the basis on which we have shortlisted the 5 names. It was very difficult, but for now, huge congratulations. And if any of you are there on the call, just a quick 30 seconds. How are you feeling? I see Aishwarya over there. So
a big congratulations to everyone who has been shortlisted. So Aishwarya, Ishita, and the other ones who have been shortlisted, if you could kindly unmute or also switch on your video, and maybe if you would like to speak, maybe some lines about how excited or how you're feeling now on being selected, we would like to hear from you. Hi.
Am I audible? Hi.
Hi, Girisha.
Hi, friends. Hi. Thank you, Myntra. Thank you all for this opportunity. I mean, this is just unbelievable. I thought among this much, I don't think it's believable to get selected. Thank you all. Thank you, Myntra.
great. Thank you so much, everyone. Pooja, so I think in the interest of time, we can close the session.
Sure. A big congratulations to everyone. So the Myntra team will be connecting with you separately in the coming weeks. So wait to hear from them. They will be figuring out all the logistics and connecting with you. So it's been great. The excitement that all of you have brought in has been great. Thank you for being a great audience. Join the community. We are looking forward to creating a bigger, better e-commerce industry wherein everybody is inclusive and everybody is getting all the possible opportunities. We will try to bring in more opportunities for men as well, for sure, in future. Myntra has the message. As of now, it is the ShE-commerce community. So more of these initiatives are focused on women, but yes, men are also our allies. We will not forget them and we always appreciate them. There'll be separate programs for them. So do stay connected. Thank you once again, everyone. Thank you, Hema, and the entire team at Myntra and all of my colleagues at AFH as well. Thank you for making this session so smooth. And good evening. Bye-bye.
Everyone, bye-bye.